So, here we are, and this is where things start getting a little bit tense for one of these players. It is a best of 9, and therefore, it's not too much of a problem being down 2 maps, but it's certainly starting to get you sweating a bit. Spawning up in the top right position of Outer Rim, we have got the red Protoss player representing Neurosoft. It is Welmu. And his opponent down to the lower left. The Zerg representing my insanity. It is Sacsri. Sacsri, of course, is a new member of my insanity, formerly of SK Telecom. He is an awesome Zerg player. Welmu, of course, on Neurosoft, a mainstead of EU. Unfortunately, not now attending Home Story Cup due to some health issues, so I hope Welmu feels better soon. Anyway, map number 3 now. What are we gonna be getting on the cards? Of course, they're in the cross-spawn positions of Outer Rim, which means this map is now huge. To move across this map, you need to prepare for a voyage like across the Atlantic. Literally from Europe to Korea. That is how far it is. And it means that, in theory, this can be a very macro-orientated map, especially in these spawn positions. But what we have seen from the Zerg is an aggressive style of play. Sacsri has not been concerned with just getting a little bit more tense, trying to put on the pressure, and just deal with Welmu. Especially game number 1, it was a very aggressive style from him. Welmu, in game 1 and 2, has been a greedy Protoss, and he's doing it again. Nexus first. On Outer Rim, probably the safest map you can do it on, just due to its size, but still many Protosses still opt to go for just that gateway first, in case there are some lings coming for you early. Hatch pool, opening coming down from Sacsri. He did actually take the natural base first. One thing that you see some Zerg players do is they will take the front base before actually taking the one inside their main. That's something that Dignitas' Tefl does an awful lot. And the reason for that is it's not too hard to hold still as a Zerg, but it also means that your opponent doesn't really know the timings of things, and it actually just makes saturating this base up slightly easier because it comes a bit later, but minor differences, not too much going on. Sacsri, he did go for hatch gas pool, so this is the exact same opening. Oh my goodness, Welmu! Whoa! Whoa. Okay, backpedal quickly. Welmu, I'm just double checking my maps here. Yeah, Welmu, he went Nexus, Gateway. That is correct, right? Yeah, it definitely is. This was the greediest opening possible. Welmu likes his early 3 Nexus. Oh my goodness. That is a bold move. I don't think I've ever seen a I can't remember the last time I've seen a Protoss player do that. Wow, Welmu just going for it. Sacsri? Is he just going to go for a 4th hatch now? I don't even know. He won't scout this for a long time unless he does actually move out with some lings, which he is looking to do now. But if Welmu gets away with this, which quite frankly he should, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be able to get away with it. There's no mass flood of lings or anything coming through yet. It actually works out really nicely for him because he's going to have just such a strong economic position. This is going to be some very interesting things. Now, Welmu, he's just completely focused on his economy. He's also adding in the Forge. That means that upgrades are also going to be an integral part to his play. And that just screams late game. Or at least mid game. Everything Welmu is doing is making sure that his mid and late game are as strong as possible. But it means he's so vulnerable early game. Links now being produced, and this is an interesting or good response from Sacsri. I'm going to be very curious to see where he spends the rest of these 10 lava if they do go in more Zerglings, and yes they do. He's ready to punish this. Welmu doesn't have a cannon at the 3rd base yet, getting it through. But Welmu needs to make sure that he's got the Photon Overcharge, which he won't because the Mothership Core hasn't been out long enough to bank up enough energy. Needs to somehow get that cannon down. and needs to hold this Nexus. If the Nexus dies, which frankly it could do, there's huge problems. Sacsri may actually just try and go up into main. There's the sentry there, though, so shouldn't be able to achieve much. Probes are going to die. Like, that is a guarantee. The probe is even fighting here. In comes the pain, and this is a lot of links. One cannon, not the strongest response to this. The Mothership Core trying to do everything it can. Nearly enough energy for a Photon Overcharge. Not many workers have yet been killed. 4 or 5 dead for now. Second pylon about to fall, and that depowers the Photon Cannon. Photon Overcharge, though, that kicks in. Welmu is trying to hold this as best he can. Should just be able to do it now with the help of this Mothership Core and that Photon Overcharge. But quite a few workers have been killed. 11 in total. The double pylons coming back up. More Lings, though, also on their way through. A couple of units coming down. One lone sentry sacrificing themselves for the cause. The Nexus taking a lot of damage. The cannon back up and running. The Nexus, it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. The Zerglin count slowly diminishing. 3 left. It should be safe. But more are on the way. Photon Overcharge is about to wear off as well. It's only got a couple of seconds left. The sentries get surrounded. Sacsri just going for the pain. Takes out 2 sentries. 3 sentries. The Nexus is also going to start getting quite low. Shouldn't be enough Zerglings here to finish it off, but only 87 HP. Ridiculously close. Crazy close. 13 workers died. Sacsri going for the pain train, and it arrived at its station. Welmu is licking his wounds. Welmu is kind of like the guy in an action film who's just been like blown to complete pieces. His leg is wrapped around his head somehow, his foot's facing the wrong way, and he's kind of clawing his way back to safety. But while he's still clawing, there's still hope. By going for that big flood of Lings, Sacsri didn't actually drone during that period of time. So he's down, or his work count is down on that of Welmu. Welmu kept up the Nexus, which was the most important thing. He lost a couple of sentries, but his production can now skyrocket. As crazy as it sounds, Welmu is not in the worst spot imaginable. He's actually, in some aspects, ahead in this game. Sacsri, though, continuing on with more aggression. We've got roaches on the field, 7 of them, 20 more Lings coming across the map. But at a glance, I don't think this is going to be enough to stop it. Or actually, I don't think it's enough to be able to break. Look at how many gateways we're going up to. 12 are going to be on the field shortly. That is a huge amount of production. The income for Welmu is monstrous. Sacsri needs this 4th, and he's only just taking it now. This is a problem. Welmu's in just a really good spot at this stage, and the more I look at Welmu's position, the better it looks for him. But he's got to make sure that he doesn't lose this Nexus. This Nexus, if it does go down, it still will hurt, but Sacsri can't really do anything about this now. Still keeping everything back. He's just droning quite heavily. This is good, and is just adding in that macro hatch. Still waiting to see what Sacsri has got planned. Welmu, he's just going to be playing his standard game, which is get the upgrades, get the blink down, and get the huge amount of gateway production. Still, Welmu is up in the overall probe count, and Sacsri can't really punish this for quite a while. He's nowhere close to getting out a mass force as of yet. Welmu is doing just such... that defense was just so perfect by Welmu. It was so close to the line, and if the Nexus had gone down, this would be a completely different mid-game. But as it stands, Welmu's actually on a really good spot. Sacsri needs to try and find a way to punish this, and he's going to go for a big push across the map, but in terms of army supply, Welmu is up. He's got a nice composition, he's ahead in upgrades, 2-0 up against 1-1 for melee. If the force fields are good, which Welmu has consistently shown that he can do repeatedly, this is going to be good for Welmu, and Sacsri doesn't even want to go for it. He knows that he can't take that trade. Welmu needs to do... well, Welmu doesn't actually need to do anything. Sacsri needs to do something good. He's adding in road speed, adding in the hive very early on. But I just don't see a way he can push into this, and the fight would go well for him. Mothership Core, of course, got great vision. Nice, far out forward. And Sacsri can't really do anything. The Hallucinated Phoenix as well coming through. And to be honest, as this game stands, Sacsri, he's got to have a later plan. And going to be going in towards Ultras. He's got the, obviously, 2 melee upgrades, the early Hive, the Infestation Pit looking for some Infestors. But that's not going to be out for quite a long time. And Welmu, he's pretty much maxed, and he's going to be going for this. Sacsri's got to pull off a miracle hold right now. And I mean a miracle hold. 14 roaches coming through, but look at this army from Welmu. It's terrifying. There's just so much stuff here. And that really is what Sacsri's missing. 4th base is up for Sacsri, but it's not going to help. Look at the army supply. Sacsri desperately, frantically trying to get out some more units. Lings flooding in from the side. The force fields need to go up pretty soon to make sure these sentries stay safe. A good number of queens there. But just look at the amount of stuff for Welmu. He's cut out a good chunk of this army. There's nothing that Sacsri can do here. The Warp Prism. Actually, no, sorry, that's a pylon there. Where is the Warp Prism gone? That's been taken out. That was nice work. Another one being made. But still, to be honest, Welmu has to do something pretty bad to lose this. Sacsri just doesn't have enough units to be able to do this. These tight chokes and force fields are still available. Down the 3rd goes. Welmu, yet again on equal bases to his Zerg opponent. The army supply 133 to 99. Welmu just doing such a fantastic job here. Looking to take his first win of this series. Blinks back. The force fields are nice. Keeps all of these roaches out of position. Another good group of force fields capture a couple of these queens, a couple of these roaches, despite having an overwhelming large advantage in terms of numbers. So still taking this in nice, steady fights. Big engagement coming through now. Sacsri taking just the best positioning he can, but Welmu just stomping this force. He went so greedy at the start of this game, but it's paid off for him so well. GG is called, and Welmu takes his first win.